All right, hello students. So in the previous video, we were calculating perimeter, and we calculated perimeter when we had we had the measurements for all the sides. Now, another kind of question that they can give you is that they could actually give you a shape and then give you the perimeter, and there is one side that you do not know the length of that side, and they're asking you to find the length of the side. So you could get questions, and you probably are going to get questions that you're to find the missing length, but they have given you the perimeter. So let us look at the question that we have here. So we have this shape, and it has 2, 4, 5 sides, so it's a pentagon, but it's not a regular pentagon. And in this pentagon, we have this side here is x, this is 5, 9, 9, and 5. And the question says, find the missing length, which is this here, x. It just calls it x because it doesn't know what it is. And then they have told you that the perimeter is 34 centimeters. All right, so how do we start, or what is our thinking about a question like this? All right, so what we need to think about is that what we already know. And we know that the sum of all the sides going to give us the perimeter. We learned that already, didn't we? So we know that the sum of all the sides is equal to perimeter. So let us look and see if we can use that formula to solve our problem, okay? So let us start by saying, what are the sum of all the sides? Okay, we have here, we have x, all right, plus we have 5, then we have 9, then we have another 9 there, and then we have another 5. Sorry, 5. And if we were to add all of those up, including the x there, we know that we're going to get the perimeter of 34. So let's see how we are going to use this to find the unknown side. So x plus 5 plus 9 plus 9 is equal to 5, plus 5, sorry, is equal to 34. So x, and when we add up 5 plus 9 plus 9 plus 5, we're going to get, well, I find it easier to add, as I told you, to add numbers that are alike. So I add the 5 and the 5, and that gives us 10. And then I add the 9 plus the 9, and that gives us 18. So 10 plus 18 would be 28. So I know x plus 28 is going to be equal to 34. So what number would go here that when I add it to 28, it is going to equal to 34? Now you did in grade 5, or you should have done in grade 5, the rules of algebra. So let us use a little algebra here to figure out what we're doing. Okay? Okay. So we know we have x plus 28 on this side, and we want to get rid of the 28 so that the x is by itself. So we will have to minus 28 from the left-hand side. And if we minus 28 from the left-hand side, then we also have 28 from the right-hand side, okay? All right, so these two cancel. So we're going to be, and these two will be now become 34 minus 28. All right, so let us continue. So now we have x is equal to 34 minus 28. X is equal to 4 minus 28, and you can figure that out. Oops, my thing is moving there. So 34 minus 28, as I said, is going to give you 6. So the answer is 6 centimeters. X is equal to 6 centimeters. So we know that the length of this little section here is 6 centimeters. That's x we were finding for x, and we now know that x is 6. All right, so once you've done the question, it's smart to check. So let us check if we add 6 and we add 5 and 5 is 10, and we add 18. So if we add 5, that's 6 plus 10 plus 18. Are we going to get 34? Yes, we're going to get 34. So we know we are correct. Okay? All right, let's look at another kind of a similar question. Same kind of thing. So we know that all the sides, when we add up all these sides here, when we add all of them, we're going to get the perimeter of 42 centimeters. I'm sorry, I didn't type the question, but the question is asking to find the length x. So if we know, well, let me change the color of this little pen. I don't like to write so much in red. Still red? Yes, it's still red. All right. We know the sum of the sides. When we add up all of them, they're going to give us the perimeter. So that is what we're going to use to help us, all right? And the sum of all the sides, let's just always start with x here. We would have x plus 4.5 plus 14.5 plus 5, that plus 5, 6.5 plus 6. And when we add all of them, which is all the distance all the way around, we're going to get the perimeter, which is 42. All right? Let us check that we have all the sides. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 sides. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so we know we have written them all off. Okay, so now we have to add these numbers together. So we have x, we can't add it to anything because it's not, we don't know what it is. And then we're going to add 4.5 plus 14.5 plus 5 plus 6.5 plus 6. And we're going to see what we're going to get. So when we add all of them, we are going to get 36.5. You can add them, line them up and add them. And we know x plus 36.5 is going to equal to 42. All right? Now we know from algebra that we want to get the x by itself. So we are going to take away, we're going to subtract from the left-hand side. We're going to take away the 36.5, and we have to do the same 36.5. All right? So when we do that, what we're going to be left with is these two will cancel out. So we're going to be left with x is equal to 42 minus 36.5. X is equal to, when we minus them, 36.5, sorry, 42 minus 36.5, we're going to get 5.5. This side here is 5.5 centimeters. To see that they add up to 42 to know if you are correct. All right, let's look at a different kind of question. Let us look at this question with rectangle. It says, find the length of a rectangle with a perimeter of 244 centimeters, important information, and a width of 36. So they've drawn the rectangle for you. Sometimes the questions will not draw it. You have to draw it yourself. And they have just put the word length here because they want you to find out what the length is. All right, so how we're going to do this, we know the formula. We know what we do to find perimeter of a rectangle. And we can say 2 times length plus 2 times width is equal. Remember we learned that in the last class, and we learned that in the video as well. So we're just writing that. So let us look if we can put some information in. 2 times length. Do we know what the length is? The question did not tell us, so we're just going to say 2 times length plus. We need 2 times width, 2 groups of width. Do we know what the width is? Yes, we know the width is 36. So 2 times 36 is equal to the perimeter. Do we know the perimeter? Yes, the perimeter is 244. All right, so let's see if we can work this out. So now we have 2 times length. Let's leave that. We don't know what length is. Plus 2 times 36. Do we not know what 2 times 36 is? Yes, we know 2 times 36 is 72, is equal to 200. And again, we want to get the unknown by itself. So we're going to what we're going to do is we're going to subtract 72 from this end. Oops. Let me change the color so that you understand what we're doing. So we're going to subtract, oh, sorry, sorry, it's still blue, but you understand. subtract 72 from this end and subtract 72. So what we'll be left with is the 2 times L. I'm not too sure if you learned it already. 2 times L will be equal to 2L is equal to 240 minus 72. All right? Let's call it 2L. 2 times L is the same thing as saying 2L. 244 minus 72 is going to give us 172. Okay, you can check it. Now let us think about it. 2L. 2L, we're talking about this and this. But the question is asking us for one length. It's just asking us for one, and 172 is really telling us about 2. So if we are to find how much just one of the length is, what will we have to do? All right, what will we have to do? We will have to divide by 2. All right, so we are going to divide 172 by 2, and if we divide 2L by 2 as well, that is going to leave us just 1L. Right? Because we had 2 L's, we share it for 2 people, we only have 1 L each, divided by 172, and we take 172 and divide by 2, we're going to get 86. So L is equal to 86. So then we know that this is 86 centimeters and this is 86 centimeters. Okay? If you're having a little problem, you can pause the video and go back and watch it again. All right, so let us look at this last one that we have, and this would work for any kind of regular polygon, sorry. So here we have a regular pentagon, and once we see the word regular, it is telling us that all sides are equal. And we see the word pentagon, you know that that means it has 5 sides. All right? So if the question says the perimeter of a regular pentagon is 75 meters, what is its length? We know that this side and this side, this side, this side, this side are all the same. So we know the perimeter is 5L is equal to, or let me, some of you may not remember what 5L is. 5 times L is equal to the perimeter. So that means 5 times L, 5 times to be 75, right? So if we have 5 of them and we only want 1, that means we have to divide this by 5 and we have to divide this by 5. L by 5, we're only left with the length, and 75 divided by 5 is going to give us 15. So we know that the length is 15 and we know the meters. That will be 15 meters. Okay? All right, so that is how we find the missing side. If you're not too sure, you can go through it again. And if you have any problems, you let me know. Okay, bye everybody.